Hey everybody, it's Wally with Darkroom Software again, and this is another Facebook Live in our series during this time of social distancing. This one's going to be about EventGallery. This is a new service that we began offering just a few months ago, and it's an online account for social sharing. It's directly connected with Darkroom Booth for Windows, our other softwares, Darkroom Core and Pro, and also for our iPad applications so that you can upload directly the output from the photo booth. So whatever the output is, if it's individual photos, if it's the photo strips, the GIFs, the boomerangs, slow motion videos, all those things can be posted directly to EventGallery right after a session if you have internet access. And then you can use those things to allow people to share them around without providing a kiosk. They use their own device, and so that makes it less touchy in this world where we're all worried about touching things. And it also provides instant gratification rather than having to wait in another line to get to your own kiosk. So it's a great opportunity for people to share those images around. And I want to take a few minutes just to explain how it works, go through all the details of it, some unique things you can do to share those images around to people, and show you some of the features and things. So let's get started. Okay, this is EventGallery. This is what it looks like on the main admin page. So you would see all of your various galleries here. You can see up at the top the various settings, the logo and everything. All of those elements are changeable. You can remove the logo from Darkroom and change it to your own logo so that your customers see your logo and not ours. Then down here you can see where you can delete a gallery if you wanted to. You can select a gallery to go into to doing something with it, and you can go back out to the main screen. So this is the admin screen. So I want to talk to you first of all and show you some of the features of, like, for example, this one right here. This is one that we did at Photo Booth Expo. They were slow motion videos. You can see this is just a little thumbnail GIF showing you that it is a motion video, but when you click on it in the user screen, you would see the full video and hear it with sound if it had sound, and so on. Across the top row here, you can see you have different settings where you could add images. So if you need to add images to the event gallery offline, you don't have to do it live, but you certainly can. But you can also add them offline. So you can click here. You can add them locally right off your computer. You can do Dropbox, OneDrive, or Google Drive. So you can add things directly to the event gallery right there. You can publish, or in this case unpublish, because I've already got this one published. You can share the gallery, so you could put, for instance, after the event, if you wanted to send an email to your customer and let them know, hey, the gallery is ready for viewing, you can put in their information there and send that to them. But let's talk a little bit about the settings for each individual gallery. So these are individual galleries settings so that you can have a different set of settings, for example, for each particular gallery. So each gallery would have its own name, it would have its own event date. You could also put in a separate logo. So if you're doing a corporate event for a specific company, you could put their logo on there, so when customers go to it, they see the company's logo and not yours. So that's a big advantage. You can also turn on and off various features, like, for instance, displaying the gallery on the home page. So if you don't want that gallery to be able to see by the public, you can turn it off, and it's only available by the people you send the link to. Breadcrumbs works the same way, just so everybody knows what a breadcrumb is. That's when you see a link at the top of a web page and it shows you, you can step backwards to the home page. You can turn that on and off. You can also change the sort order, depending on how you want them. The default is the newest at the top. You could change the URL and how that looks, and you can also password protect the gallery. So if you wanted people to only be able to access the gallery by password, that's an opportunity for you too, as well there. Now let's look down here at some of the various settings. So you can watermark your images if you wanted to, put a watermark on there, both graphically and everything. You can put in your own logo. You can change the little favicon. That's what displays up there in the URL line if you had that showing. You can change the microsite logo, just a lot of different opportunities there to customize that for yourself. Now, on the microsite itself, the microsite is the individual image. So when the image is accessed and you only see the individual image, here are some of the things you can show here. You can turn on the gallery name, the gallery link, the author. If you wanted to turn that off, the author would be the name of the company or something. You can show the date, enable a logo link. So when they click on the logo, where does that take them? They could take them back to your company website. It could take them back to the corporate company website if you're doing a job for a corporation. And you just put that link in here. So that's the link it would take them to when they click on the actual logo. Down a little further, you've got all sorts of color options where you can change the colors and match the colors on the microsite individual photo view, showing what those look like. I'm going to skip live feed. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Under share, if you click on share, you'll see all the different options for sharing. You can turn on or off any of those. They can share it to Facebook, direct to their own Facebook page, Twitter. They can email. They can do Facebook Messenger, SMS sharing, Instagram, and so on. You can also put in the information there of what you'd like those messages to be attached with. So you get a lot of options there on what they can do to share it. They can also download it directly. So I think this is a great option for, there's really no reason to text or email it to themselves if they have it right there on the phone and all they have to do is click and download it directly on their phone. So that makes it much more handy. The email and text they could use if they want to share it to somebody else, like, hey mom, look at this picture of me or something. So the direct download is a real handy thing. It just downloads it right to their phone. So let's move on down just a little bit further to the download section. This is where you can allow someone to download the entire gallery. So your individual customer, when it's all over, you can password protect that and they can download the entire gallery in one zip file so that they have all the images. So imagine you do a wedding for a customer and once they're on the event gallery, all you do is send them this link and a password, and then they can go there and download the entire gallery, and you don't have to distribute that on a thumb drive or anything. Okay. Let's move on. Email. We use our own email server, so you can do that, or you can use yours. It's up to you. You can do both. You can change even with our own email server, you can change the email from name so it appears to come from you. You can change the reply name, so if they happen to reply to it, it will come back to you. You can change the email type, whether it's HTML or plain text. Over here you can put in the subject line, the text that you want to go with your email, and then also some text with the picture share and so on. So you got a lot of flexibility there to include your own information or a corporation's information with the email. Going down a little bit further, you'll see embed code. This is a new feature that we just came out with. If you want to embed the gallery in your own website, this is handy for doing that. It's just a simple little line of code right here that you would put this in your own website, and that would allow the gallery to display inside your own website so that it's more branded to you and gives you a lot more customization features. So that gives you that option to embed that into your own website. So those are the features you can set for each individual gallery. I'm going to cancel and get out of that, and then go down here back to the main gallery setting, and we're going to look at some of the settings for the account itself. This is individual settings for the entire account. So if you look here, this would be your profile where people can go and you can put links on the gallery site to include your Facebook and Twitter and so on. This is where you would put your logo. If you notice, it's showing up here in this corner, the darkroom logo, but you could change that to your own logo. Then you just drag and drop those things right there. You can also change the footer at the bottom where it tells the at the bottom you could put your own name, or you could put something else other than what darkroom shows. Under customization, this is where you would decide your subdomain. If you don't want it to say eventgallery.com, you can put in your custom domain. So xyzphotobooth.com or something like that, and that allows it to have your own custom domain in there. You can also set in Google Analytics tags and things so that you can analyze data in a lot more elaborate ways. I'll show you the built-in ones in just a few minutes. You can use CAPTCHA keys if you want to. If you want to use a custom email account, so you use your own email, you can do that there. Contact pages, attach photo for image shares. There's just a lot of options there. The hamburger menu, if you're wondering what in the world that is, that's the little menu up in the corner where you can click on it to have a drop down. You can turn that on and off. You can display the copyright or turn it off. Lots of options there. Now here's where you'd set up SMS text message sharing. You select your default country, you put in whatever text the default is going to be, and then Twilio, and then you put in your Twilio information there, and then that allows you to send text messages. Okay, let's move to the account section. This is where you would put in your email information, what email it's coming from, and so on. And you can also invite people here. So, for example, if you were doing an event and you wanted to invite people to that event, you could send in, their information. Another thing you can do is you can invite users. So if you have a staff member or something that you want to allow access, but them not have master control, you would still have the master control. You can invite users there so that they can be able to access and upload things that are just your employees. Okay, the plan and billing. The basic plan is $30 a month, and that gets you 50 gigabytes of storage. You can use that any way you'd like. There's no event limits or anything, so that's accessible to you. You can change your plan right here if you need to. There's 2 plans higher that provide higher levels of storage. In most cases, the minimum plan, 50 gigabytes, is pretty good. You can see, I'll show you in just a minute, I've got quite a few events, and I'll show you how much space they're using. So you have a lot of opportunity there with just the basic $30 a month. Okay, gallery statistics. Actually, let's go to usage statistics right now. Usage statistics shows the amount of usage of your account and also of the overall gallery itself, each individual gallery. So you can see here that I have 9 galleries. I have 3,610 images in all of those galleries, and I'm only using 3.5 gigabytes of 50. So plenty of space. Now if I go down here and I select various galleries, I want to show you, like for example, this one right here. This is a gallery that I set up from my vacation last year to Colorado. It was just a simple and easy way for me to share the images I took with another couple. Now you can see I've got well over 2,000 images in there, and I'm not even using 2 gigabytes. So that's a very large event, not using very much space at all. One other one I wanted to look at, this one right here, is PBX. This one has very large video files. They're about 8 to 10 megabytes each. Image from PBX, and you can see 1.2. So most galleries are not going to take up much room at all. So 50 gigabytes gives you quite a bit of storage. Now I want to jump back to gallery statistics and talk just a little bit about gallery statistics. This is a lot of information here for analytics, so you can see how people are accessing and using your galleries. If you look over here on the left, you'll see all the galleries that I have posted on here. Across the top you see some basic information, like for example you can see my Colorado vacation has had 133 gallery views and 342 image views. Now that's pretty amazing, and over here you see 9 shares. Pretty amazing when you consider that's just my vacation, and I only gave the URL or the access to one couple, and they've shared it with that many other people, family members and so on. Let's go down here and look at Photo Booth Expo. This was the slow motion videos we were doing in the Spin platform at PBX. And you'll look right here, it's gotten 1,859 views. Individual videos have been looked at 2,100 times. 34 of those have been downloaded, and it's been shared 61 times. Now if I click right there, I get a more detailed report. So in this screen you can see It's been posted to Facebook 19 times, etc., etc. So emailed 25 times. Gives you a lot more details there as to what's been happening with that video. Now, if I look down here, I can see which ones have been viewed the most, how many shares they've gotten, etc. So lots of information to analyze that. If I scroll back up, and I'm not going to do it because you'd see people's phone numbers and things, but right there is an XML file. And if I click on that, it allows me to download an Excel spreadsheet file that lists all of the emails and things that would where they've been sent, shared, and so on. So that gives you a lot of analytical information there and useful for marketing. So I'm not going to do that right now, but I'm going to back that out of that. Okay, let me back up and go right back to this screen. The last thing I want to show you in this particular section, this is the user, or the admin section, is the API key. This is how you would join this particular application to the the darkroom booth or darkroom iPad to this particular gallery. So you'd go here and you generate a new key and you copy that information and you put that in darkroom, and that gives it direct access to be able to upload directly. Okay, so now I want to go over here and show you an individual gallery or two that I've set up. Let's go back here. So this is the user access screen. So you see it looks very similar to the other screen. I'm going to go back here. This is the screen for the admin panel. You'll see it has the trash can up here where you could delete it and everything. So that's the admin panel. But let's go back over here, and this is the user panel. So this is what a user would see if they go to your home gallery page. In most cases, you're going to direct them to the individual gallery. So let's take a look at this one. This one right here is the one from PBX, and you can see the individual videos. So I'm going to click on this one right here, and here's what the screen would look like. So you can see the video itself, and you can play it right there and see the full video. All right. And if there were sound, you would hear that too, but this particular one doesn't have any sound. Now, while you're on this screen, you can see down here that you can access Facebook, Twitter, you can text it, you can email it. So if I click right there, I can put in an email and send it by email. If I click here, I can put in a phone number and send it by SMS. Or, I think even better, is you can click right here and you would be able to download it directly. So in this case, you just download that video. Now, videos are specifically, really a great application for EventGallery, because when you're doing a slow motion video, the file sizes are really large, and they're too large to text, they're too large to email directly. So posting them to EventGallery allows you to just give the customer a link. They can download it directly that way, and also email or text the link to them. And that gives them an opportunity to download that large file to their phone, avoiding the carrier limits on email and text. So it's a great opportunity for that. So I'm going to exit out of that, and you can see these videos. That was from Photo Booth Expo. Now I'm going to jump back to the main screen here so you can see what some other types of things would look like. So let's go back to the main. Here we go. So this one right here, you'll see a series of GIFs. This is what a GIF would look like. So if I click on this, you'll see it come up full screen, and you see the GIF animate there. This is our corporate company Christmas party a few months ago. So that's darkroom employees there and Imaging Spectrum employees. So click on that, you'll see the various links there. Now, one other feature I wanted to show you is the EventGallery Live. So if you take up here in the line here, and you can turn this on or off, but in the URL, if you add the word live to it, okay, when you do that, it takes you to this screen right here, and you can use this for a slideshow. So if I were to press F11 to take away the screen at the top, you can use this for a live updated slideshow anywhere at the event or away from the event, because it's using the internet to pull it down. And so you can see how this just scrolls through all of the images, and you can see how those look there. So I'm going to get back out of that, but that's the Event Gallery Live feature. So back to the Christmas party. I'm going to get out of that one and show you just one with some straight images now. So let's look at this one right here. This is a sample one that I set up, and I'm going to show you a little more information about how this is working in just a second. But you can see right here the individual photos. Again, you can download, you can text, a lot of different options to send those around to people. And then you can exit back out of there. So now I'm going to switch over to Darkroom Booth 3, and I'm going to show you a little bit of information about how you would set that up in Darkroom Booth 3. So here we are in Darkroom Booth. First of all, you go to the Global Settings, and under the Email and Online Accounts section in Global Settings right there, you'll see that I've set up Event Gallery. So to do that, you would click Add, choose Event Gallery. Once it's there, you go here and you would put in that API key I mentioned a little bit ago. You just copy and paste it in. That's all you have to do. It's pretty simple. Then you're linked, authorized. Then if we go back here, I've set up this demo, and I wanted to show you several ways you could get that information to people. So to start with, let's say you wanted to do, and these are all different ways you could use this feature. But let's say that you're in the event and you wanted to be able to do this event without actual printing. You just want to be able to send people to the URL, or maybe it's a slideshow or a slow motion event where there isn't anything to print, and you need to be able to send them to that. So I'm going to open this up. So what I've done over here is I've put in a QR code, and this is in Darkroom Booth. The way you do that is right down here you'll see Add Barcode. You can also access it up here if you have a vertical screen and it's not shown. You can just add barcode. When you do that, it comes up with a screen like this right here. And so you just put in the URL to the event gallery right there. Just copy and paste that URL there, and then set to QR code, and it's going to create this QR code. Now, when you do that, I'm going to show you using my cell phone here. And let me switch over to the cell phone view. Okay, so now you see my cell phone. Now on here, if I choose my camera and I point that at that QR code, you see it comes up with that right there. And so all I do is click on it, and it takes me to that gallery so I can see the entire gallery. So what would happen is when you do the session, at the end of the session, this QR code would be on the screen, and as the people are leaving, they just simply click on the do that event gallery QR code scan. It takes them right to the QR code gallery, and they can see all the images right there, and then they can share them, and they can, if I click on one, you'll see it come up on the screen, and then I can come down here and do whatever I want, share it, text it, whatever. Now in this world of no touching and social distancing, this allows people to do this on their own device without using yours, without you having to provide any sort of kiosk. It speeds them through the booth. It doesn't require them to touch anything except their own device, and they can go right in there and share it right from their own device to anybody they like. And the other advantage is with a kiosk you provide, you have just one that, or maybe two, that people can access, and so that creates another line they have to stand in. With this, they walk away, they go back to their own table wherever they're at, and they don't have to do that because they're right there with the image on their own device. So that QR code would take them directly to the event itself to see all of the events. Now I'm going to go back to the main display and see Darkroom Booth again. So let's get out of that. I want to show you another way that you can do. If I go right here, you'll see this example right here. So what I've done is I've created a two-sided 4x6. So it's a 2x6 on this side. You can see my mouse pointer. 2x6 on this side. On this side, I have put in some instructions on a secondary section, so they would get both pieces. and then they can use the QR code here to take them directly to their image, not the gallery, but their image itself. So here's how you would do that. Once you get this all created, in that same QR code section, and I'm going to jump out of that and go back to the actual template design so I can do that. So here's my template design. So in the QR code, you'll see what I've done is I've added that same URL to the gallery. You may not be able to read that, but basically the same URL to the gallery. And then I've put /p/%file1%. Now we'll have a knowledge base article on this so you can read that all directly, but basically that little tag at the end will direct this QR code to the individual image. Okay, so I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to click Save, and then I'm going to jump out of that, and I'm going to go over here. So you'll see in the Prints tab, this is what would get printed. All right, so I want to go back to my phone so you can see that again. So here's my phone again. I'm going to open the camera and I'm going to point it at that QR code, and you see it pops up. I click on that, and that takes me directly to the image. Actually, let me do another one. I think that one was to the gallery. I'm going to go ahead and do a session so you'll see what I'm doing here. Okay, let's do a session. Oh, back over to main display. There we go. I'm going to do a session. I lost my simulated live view. Doing things live, sometimes things don't always work. Anyway. Okay, so now, again, if I scan this QR code right here, it's going to take me to the overall gallery. Okay, but if I get out of this and I go here to the individual print, right there, let me get out of that, open my camera, read the gallery QR code, and it takes me to the individual image. You'll see right there. So that would allow the customer to take the printout and just read that and see the individual image and take them directly to that individual image that's in the gallery. Okay, now I want to show one other thing that I did to make this work really nicely. So if you'll notice, let me go back here, I created two templates. You can see this. I have two identical templates. This one is a 2x6 only, okay? This one is a 2x6 with the instructions on the left-hand side, or on the right-hand side with QR code. So the one I'm printing is the one with the instructions in the QR code. But if you go down here to Post to Event Gallery, I have the one added here that does not have the instructions. The advantage to that is what you see on the Event Gallery itself. Go back over here. The Event Gallery itself is the individual image without those instructions. So that's how you would do that. Two different templates, one with the instructions, one without the instructions, and that allows the one that actually gets uploaded to Event Gallery to be the one without the instructions. So that's what this would look like right here. Okay? Now, some people may say, oh, well, I need both 2x6s to be the same. You could do the same thing in a variety of ways to give them a little printout that they could use to walk away with and take them directly to the Event Gallery. For example, you could use Print Alternate and set up a separate template that only printed the QR code on, say, a little label or something inexpensive, a receipt printer or something like that that's just real inexpensive and throwaway, and then use the Print for Every Session to print both the photo strip and the little ticket with the gallery QR code. So there's a variety of ways you could do that to send them directly to the gallery, the individual image. And of course you can also use photo email and photo to phone to text the direct link to them. The only thing there is then they're back to touching the screen and sending it to them that way. The QR code's a great opportunity to send it to people without having to actually touch anything or take time in the photo booth. They just do the session, walk away, and then they scan the QR code to take them there. Now, I know some people are going to say, oh, I don't have any events right now. And I understand. We understand that. And this is a $30 a month subscription to be able to do that. But I wanted to give people an idea. This is something that you could do. One of the best things you can do during this time of social distancing is to keep your name in front of your customers. Keep them aware. The people that maybe had events planned for you, or maybe do an event every year. You want to be able to keep your name in front of the customer. So the first 30 days on EventGallery are free. So why don't you try an experiment? Take over the last 6 months or a year, pick out some of your events, maybe a wedding, some sort of a social event where everybody there knew each other, or most everybody knew each other. And it could have been a birthday party or a graduation party or whatever. And get those images, sign up for an EventGallery account. You got 30 days to play with it for free. Put those images in. You can upload them directly through the admin portal. When you get them all in, send a link to the person that put that event on, and just let them know that, hey, during this time of social distancing, we thought it'd be kind of fun to have a virtual party. So I've placed all your images back on this link, or back on this gallery that you can look at them. Feel free to send the link around to all your friends, and y'all just enjoy the party one more time. And then sit back and watch the analytics on that particular event, or however many events you upload. See how they do. Upload 8 or 10 or a dozen. It doesn't matter. It's free for 30 days. And use that as an opportunity to see how it works, see how the analytics benefit you from how people are sharing it, and see how it keeps your name in front of people. And that may be a great opportunity to really boost your name recognition and keep your name out there with folks for when this is all over and we all get back to business as usual. So anyway, there's an idea for you. I would recommend you give that a shot. It's 30 days for free, so it wouldn't cost you anything. So I hope you've learned something about EventGallery. If you have any questions, of course, our support staff is still available and all here and ready to go. And we're taking calls, and so feel free to give us a call with questions. We're happy to help. Y'all stay safe.